this like my workout gear, y'all. Ain't gonna cap anyway. I was gonna consider, like, if you got to this particular point in the slides, one, thank you for being a true follower, thank you for being a subscriber. Let's get straight to the point so we have some value and everything. Some of this has been more like about like the built for better brand, build for better brand, you know, kind of expanding, creating growth, and kind of the growth that's going to occur on that. More to come on that. You'll see it as it goes. If you have questions, you'll see it as it goes, but I will create a section for more forum and more perspective on that coming up real soon. However, yeah, so on this particular quote, like I started a bit like about like the value of persistence, patience, and consistency. I'll share some of the upcoming steps real soon, but just so there can be more value. But just like, so we talked about like the first part where it's like you're like, remember that, like, you know, it's a time of growth, it's time of improvement. Things take time, there's a time, place for everything. That like your growth, your progression, and like you are still one of your biggest investments and aspects in the long-term progression / projects. But in the same capacity, for the quote number 2, it talks about like the value of persistence and patience and consistency. Like, I was going to share the definition of it, but I thought a video might help us like a little bit quicker. So a lot of it's very correlative. Like, patience, what I've come to understand is like a while ago when I was developing into more like a captain, more of a champion in my craft at one point, and I wasn't that, and I came from like a person that was, I'm not gonna say scared to play the game, but almost, because I was really not that good in it, not that proficient, and I was like, I wanted to do better. And then I wanted to do better. I'm not gonna say, I think I once wrote like like you had to get over the embarrassment, fear of embarrassment and shame and so forth. But in this particular aspect, like what I learned is that like patience, what I've come to understand, is like acting on what you believe over time. And another definition of it is like, when you have a certain level of awareness, taking the time aside to continually take the next best decision of integrity that's going to help you grow more consistently. Like, some people just think it's waiting. I think waiting and patience can be defined a bit differently. I think you continually grow in your time period, where it's not often seen. I will shout out a little tidbit. There was a valuable individual, Mr. CEO, Evo, like he was dropping some solid content about how in business, what you're looking for, like it may not take that long for your business to actually get there. I think obviously things are kind of starting to progress for them. That's good for them. That's progressive. But the thing that may be like what's affecting your acceleration, great season right now, right? Your acceleration is that you need to continue to grow into the person that you're aiming to become. I may put a link right here so you can really see that video, because it was actually pretty fire. It was on point. But so in the same capacity, that's a key aspect of patience in your season, where things may not be showing up as visible in whatever aspect that you're growing in, because it may just be various capacities. I'm looking forward to really getting a video up, like maybe an animation, so it should be more valuable. The value of patience, persistence, and consistency will be lit. But for that aspect, that's very key. Persistence is the daily consistency, like really pushing yourself. I think you remember, if you ever recall that quote by the founder, persistence, persistence, persistence. The person who decides to remain consistent in their craft will see better. And I think I just seen from, like, I was listening to Dan Peña and Carmichael on one of his top 10s. Love his content, super solid. If you haven't been following his page for some time, I'm grateful for the shout out he once gave me. Super solid person. Maybe I'll tap into that again. But he was talking about how, like, a person, he was discussing like Elon Musk's strategy to create more growth. One of the wealthiest, actually I believe he still may be, as it stands presently, the wealthiest persons on the planet. And he was talking about how, like, if you have to be disciplined, but he's saying that if you decide to be like disciplined at your craft, spending like 80 hours on your skill set, 80 hours on your whatever you're building, really spending the time to develop that craft, just like what Kobe would suggest often. Like, you're going to outpace somebody who's doing 20 and 30 hours, because you're developing that distinguishment, you're developing those aspects of mastery and skill sets. It's just what's going to happen. So you put 80 hours instead of like 40, like just outpace them, because they really want to grow that. And to do that, it said once again, if you want to go fast, you do it alone. But if you want to go far, you start to develop the right crew. That's even in that video. Maybe I'll I'll consider where I'll put that in time. I'll look into it. But it talked about, like, because it's a bit of a more long form video, I was doing it and working out, which you can see some of the other ones and on the other page that's coming. He talked about like how like before that you start to consider who you hang around so you can grow, because you start to become the average of that top 5. So you want to continually, like, I meditate on some of the wealthiest, most intelligent, most amazing people consistently, because I'm consistently trying to like consider, like, they said that, like, I think like Pastor Mike Freeman said, I'm trying, like, it's not such the nutrients out of every single moment, because you gotta approach it like it owes you something, but like really grow in that capacity. So that's one aspect. Persistence. Remember to remain diligent in your craft, because over time you'll start to outpace a lot. If you ever want to study some of that content, I think I may have mentioned this before, but High Performance Habit, about to get that for some of my family. That may be a birthday gift or earlier. The next like book challenge for them to grow. We'll may talk about that value in the future. But yes, that's a key aspect. Like where he talks about how to sustainably outperform your peers over time in such a way that creates happiness and joy. Great book, Brandon Bashar. Check it out. Fire. And then of course consistency, which correlates with discipline, which is like I think there's like a diagram. I'm really looking forward to getting an animation. This may be like, this is short form. For those who are still here with me, thank you for bearing with me. In time, like, it's going to get better. It just will. But there's like this diagram where it has like, there's this thing where you can have a calendar for 30 days, and if you're ever trying to build a habit, develop consistency, you check it off. And the key goal is to make sure you don't go 2 days without like doing that particular skill set, just as a visual. But yeah, it's just like that consistency. I think that one person said that in order to be great, you got to continue to try to be good and better than good as often as possible. So the consistency getting better every time you can. So that's just my one suggestion. So just remember the value of persistence, patience, and consistency. I'm constantly growing, better, and improving. I may just right here put number 3, which is just I'll maybe, you know, just appreciate God's grace and growth, and let's continue to trust God and keep making moves. But hey, remember, it's that season. Let's get about it. Bang, 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 bang. Remember, blessed for better, extended, but blessed for better. Ooh, Lord, this is kind of coming together, right? There's some say we're blessed to be a blessing. It's better to be a blessing. Remember, for built for better, continually building for better. But hey, remember, keep growing, keep improving. And if you like accountability, or just to begin to hold yourself to higher standards so that you can grow and improve, drop at least one resolution that you're aiming to improve at, one skill set you're aiming to improve at, in the comments below. I would think be encouraging you personally, encouraging you silently along the way, checking on you, and in time I may use that as some aspect as to how I add value in the future. I have some quick ways I can add value. Some people that's been around closer has seen that. And there's some more stuff that be through the grace of God, through consistency, due diligence occurring this year, so I can add some more value to more people as well. But hey, thank you for sticking here. Remember, blessed with a blessing. Continually decidedly be a blessing, create better in this world, and know everything to get better from this point on. And remember, we're both better, and we'll continue building better. Let's get it. Bang, 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 bang.